Martin is a very special place, and I don't need to tell you that. And that is also why when we were talking about, and allow me to also mention that a couple of weeks ago in January, we were in Statia, where we also celebrated our 25th anniversary, but also where we inaugurated a new branch building, an expanded and bigger branch building to serve the people of Statia, to also, in a very strong and determining way, tell the communities that as a group, as the MCB group, as the Windward Islands Bank, we continue to believe in these islands. We continue, I mean, hurricanes can come, hurricanes can go, but we will come back just as the communities has, and we will continue to strive to provide the best services and products that the communities of these islands, of all of our Dutch Caribbean islands, deserve. For that, I want to, what I also said in Statia, allow me to also this evening put on my hat as ambassador of gratitude, because of a lot of people that we are standing here today, and that we can enjoy the fruits of a lot of hard work, a lot of determination, and a lot of commitment from many stakeholders that have made this branch possible and are making also the operations of our bank possible. We had a board meeting today, and we were fortunate enough to look at the performance of our bank in the past year, and it's amazing how, Derek said, within 15-16 months of a major devastating event of nature, how this island and how our bank has also bounced back and is doing very well, and that we're able to continue what we started and what we committed to be for the island of St. Martin, namely the partner that the island deserves and that the island has come to expect from the Windward Islands Bank. For me, like I said, as the ambassador of gratitude, allow me to just take a few moments to, first of all, I want to touch upon especially Calvin and Omar for making, all this effort. I mean, I think once we step outside, I mean, you would think that this is the branch, but the branch is next door. We have to go out and then go into this building next door. And I think all of you will be very surprised, pleasantly so, to see what the branch of the future looks like. I know we all like to say these nice words and say, digital and all these nice words, but this next door, this building that we are all here today to open and to celebrate, is truly something else. And we invite you, especially the people of the Bush Road area, to make this their financial house and to come and do their banking with us.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Tourists is picking up, and the cruise and cargo results for 2018 were better than expected. However, St. Martin needs remaining liquidity support for the year 2018 and new support for the year 2019 due to the budget deficit. This support, as well as other possible financing matters, will lead to an increase of the debt to GDP ratio. The CFT will monitor the development of this ratio given the importance of maintaining a sustainable level. Let me say some words about the reform of the tax office. The financial recovery plan, which was presented last year, highlighted two major projects: the reform of the tax office and the financial management improvement plan. During past years, the CFT has stressed the importance of improvements in both areas. As illustrated in the financial recovery plan, there is a need to increase the tax income to achieve a surplus on future budgets. This will make St. Martin no longer dependent on the current liquidity support and even lowering the debt to GDP ratio by the surpluses. Given the size of both projects mentioned, it's advisable to properly evaluate the business case, and we advised Minister Geerlings to do so. Let me say some words about financial management. During the previous visit in October 2018, the CFT and the Minister of Finance made the agreement that St. Martin will work towards an unqualified audit opinion on the 2021 financials. The board has understood that a new improvement plan is to be approved by the Council of Ministers. However, financial management is more than just an unqualified audit opinion. It's important for the government to invest in its staff and that resources are available, and to make sure every minister and ministry understand the importance of having sound public finance. Therefore, as we understand, the financial management project will include specific training to improve the financial reporting in all the ministries. I come now to the payment areas. Part of the 2015 instruction was to reduce the payment areas of the government. As disclosed in the draft budget, St. Martin ended the year 2018 with around 150 million guilders in payment arrays, of which around 90 million to the SZV and 40 million to APS. This is almost 50% of GDP. Therefore, the government advised the CFT advised the government to make realistic formal settlement agreements with relevant institutions soon.
Ma. How you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
The government seems to rely on the World Bank and CONUPS for all the answers for the challenges that they have been facing. And we can remember vividly when Mr. CONUPS said, he's going to secure hiding places in St. Martin for the upcoming hurricane season. That within itself was a lie, and there's nothing that have been done. But one would sit back and say, but we don't have to worry about those things. But we have been spared last year. But what if we are not spared this year? What if we are not spared this year? I remember speaking to Joanne, and I said, Joanne, you realize that all ministries, from the Prime Minister, come down to all ministries, have generally failed in St. Martin. It's a government of scandal, disastrous decisions that have been made, and basically point blank, a government of nothing. Because when you ask them, what have you accomplished? What have been done since you're there? What does the Prime Minister say? She lists off everything that was done by the NGOs. Everything that was done by the NGOs. This is the reason why the motion was tabled. Because we have a failing government. I mention it over and over and over. There's a general degeneration of this country under the current government that we have here in St. Martin. All facets of society are suffering. We walk around and you hear people right now complaining and asking questions about health in this country, about SXM in this country, about the hospital in this country. What do you get? Answers that amounts to nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I keep asking myself, where are we going? What is happening? And then the burden is laid on the steps and the floor of Parliament. And I keep saying to myself, no, it is not fair. Because what do you hear? I'm disappointed in all 15 members of Parliament. Absolutely not. I reject that notion, because here you have members of Parliament that's informing the general public, that is speaking out to the general public and questioning the government and the chair lady to get down to business and deal with the issues at hand. Because everyone are asking questions. This is the first time that I move about in this society, and on the lips of everyone you keep hearing the same question. When I think everything is government. When is government going to fall? When is going to happen? And I would tell them, I don't want no government to fall. I just want the government to do their jobs. I just want them to do their work. That's what I want this government to do. But guess what? This government has no clue whatsoever what they're doing, because nothing is happening. Absolutely nothing is happening.
With last week, I think it was on the 21st, not 2 weeks ago, the meeting for the airport was convened in terms of the finances and the conditions and what have you. But again, here you have a situation where the Dutch government is wanting to implement more conditions. Now, just so the public could get a good understanding and to put it in perspective of what is really going on, is that the 550 million that the Parliament agreed to, which is this current coalition agreed to last year to receive funds for St. Martin, 2 conditions were put in place. That was border control and the establishment of an integrity chamber. We complied with those things because you see the maréchaussées and different things, they are here. The integrity chamber is almost finalized, as I read in reports. But again, for the government to loan money to their government-owned company, which is our airport, one of our prized possessions as the people of St. Martin, they are still putting more conditions on it. Now, my question is this: how can you put conditions on something that you already put conditions on? And up to today, the government cannot give an answer. We also ask the questions: why wasn't a guarantee letter issued to the bondholders?
Can be answered up to this present.
Up to today. And that this letter was submitted to them by the bondholders since April of last year. We're almost going in a year now. And then you have the Minister of Finance coming to Parliament and saying, yes, we need to pay the airport workers. We have no other alternative. I agree. We need to pay the workers. But it's as no fault to them. And he's also saying if they had come earlier, that everything would have been arranged. But they came almost a year ago. So now coming into Parliament and misleading the people as to thinking that, the management of the airport dropped the ball is totally unfair to them. Because they've been pleading and asking for assistance and nothing was done. So of course, if you leave everything behind and ignore everything, there will be no other alternative. There will be no way out in terms of getting to a solution. So do not blame the management of the airport. This is clearly, the government made a mistake. It's clear. It's no need to dance around it or spin it around. So in my opinion, the government should simply say, we failed. Do the honorable thing, whether 1 or 2 of you resign or whatever the case may be, or all resign, give the people of St. Martin what they deserve. Or pull up your socks and move forward. And since then, we have seen more scandals where they gave a contract to a civil servant to fix roof of $1 million. It was $1 million guilders. $1 million guilders to fix roof. I mean,
read Article 54 of the LMR.
Who did their due diligence, you understand? This is everyday opening, and you also saw, whether it be true or not, on a website, that there's an issue with the Smith and Olaf and investigation. So it's not we that are banging the government or bashing the government, because I just want to see the people of St. Martin move forward. In the last budget debate of 2018, I gave recommendations. I also spoke about the same calibration department in order for the people to get what they pay for by the gas station and supermarket. So it's not for me to benefit. It's not for Jurendi. It's not for MP Emmanuel. It's not for Johnny. It's not for Sarah. It's not for John. Everybody in St. Martin deserves fairness, and especially in these serious financial times.
In my opinion, everything is perfect and you would be great for the job. But I see here that there's a 2-year gap in your resume. What did you do?
I was hospitalized for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness?
I've undergone treatment and I have a wonderful family that supports me.
Well, that is good news.
No, it's fine. I'm recovered.
We'll contact you, okay?
For a better understanding of mental health and what you can do to stop mental health stigma, please go to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
The next update is on the EOC meeting, the Emergency Operating Services meeting. On Friday, February 8th, the first 2019 meeting of the Disaster Management Organization, EOC, was held at the Government Administration Building. Attending the meeting were 9 of the 10 emergency support functions, so the ESF groups, support staff, the prosecutor's office, the governor's aide, and a representative of the Dutch military stationed here on St. Martin. A number of topics were discussed in the first meeting, including the following: the continuation of the VNG International to lend its support and expertise in general to preparing and strengthening ESF groups upon request. The VNG International is also supporting the EOC in its efforts to update legislation as it relates to disaster management and the lines of authority during a disaster. The annual hurricane drill called HUREX, which is scheduled to take place on June 2019. The HUREX this year will bring together all ESF groups for an extensive training over a number of days. The general public will be properly informed over the coming months leading up to the annual training drill. This year, plans for the events are in 2 parts. The 2 events that were initiated last year, namely the Taking Charge Disaster Conference and the Hurricane Expo, are slated to take place on July 5th and 6th. The Taking Charge Disaster Conference, which brings together the ESF groups and key stakeholders, will take place on day 1. While on day 2, the focus will switch to the Hurricane Expo, which will cater to you, the general public, and will feature businesses and NGOs that are all geared towards hurricane preparedness. As preparations intensify, more information on the 2-day activity will be forthcoming. Additionally, another national drill or exercise is proposed to take place in November 2019. This training drill or exercise will not focus on hurricanes, but another type of disaster yet to be determined. The objective of the national training exercise is to involve more emergency response organizations from within the community. As plans are further developed, the organizing team will be in contact with the relevant NGOs and community organizations. The third update. Recently, I received a final report from the UNDP on their activities as it relates to 2 projects they have executed since the passing of Hurricane Irma for a value of $3.3 million. A total of 76 dwellings and roofs were repaired during benefiting approximately 250 persons for a value of $2.6 million. The ministries VROMI and VSA, on behalf of the government of St. Martin, carried out the selection of the beneficiaries. It's important to note that in that report, it indicates that prices skyrocketed in the aftermath of Hurricane Irma, and the actual average costs expended on each roof was $24,767, inclusive of materials and labor costs, which affected the amount of dwellings that actually were able to be repaired. Approximately 16,000 square meters of hurricane debris were collected from 87 sites, so 80 private and 7 private homes by 204 beneficiaries under the Cash for Work program, in which a selected worker received a stipend exchange of their labor. 40% of those persons were women. And lastly, the Smith-Orloff-Henderson insurance case. Over the past few days in the community has seen it fit, or some members in the community has seen it fit to question the processes surrounding the Smith-Orloff/Henderson insurance and have hinted that the governor will initiate an investigation. As Prime Minister, I hereby inform the public that these reports are not factual. They are misleading and merely political grandstanding. The public should note that any minister and/or parliamentarian who seeks to authenticate or verify any information from the governor about any situation may freely do so by making an appointment with His Excellency. The appointment of the Prime Minister is every Monday afternoon with His Excellency. In my capacity as Prime Minister, I welcome any investigation, be it on current or previous decisions made by the Council of Ministers. This also includes previous governments' questionable decisions. Concerning the ongoing case, the Council of Ministers has acted and continues to act with integrity in the best interest of the government of St. Martin in order to seek the best possible solutions on behalf of the people of St. Martin. I urge the general public and the Council of Ministers to remember they are called opposition. Thus, they are doing their duty and their mission, and that is following the act of opposing by attempting to check, restrain, defeat, and constantly resist all the good work that the government is trying to do in accordance with good governance. So I urge my ministers and the general public to stay focused. Don't be distracted, and don't be dismayed by any negativity being used via the various means of media.